Hi all, this is part 7, I think it's 7, I hope it's 7, of Centaur Air Elementalist. Maybe it's 6, maybe it's 8, one of those. I'm Ultraviolent 4, someone's saying hi, or someone's stealing our beam. I feel like a bit of hit and run action there. I feel kind of abused. Anyway, a bit exploited. So in the end of the last one, we finally grabbed our Shoals rune, and we're going to go about clearing the rest of Shoals here. After that, we'll head into vaults for, I think, the third time, and we'll try to clear it. We had a lot of trouble last time, but now that we've got Freezing Cloud kind of usable, more usable than it looks because we've got Sif's Miscast Protection helping us. That should let us deal with the situations where we were getting trapped by Vault Wardens with a whole pack in front of us, because now we've got AoE to deal with a whole bunch of different things at once. Alright. We haven't seen Ilsu yet. Speaking of not seeing Ilsu yet, there she is. Okay, let's miscast. That's alright. Just put a freezing cloud on her. And then I guess we use a battle sphere and we go with some airstrikes, probably. Freezing cloud her again. Yep. When we put the freezing cloud down, it means that we can't then use poison vapors, I think, because poison vapors counts as a cloud. We can test this theory. Yeah, there's already a cloud there, so yes, that's correct. Let's use our, I guess, shock. Yep, okay, so she wasn't too difficult. I really like reflecting nets back at things. It's very satisfying. Alright, what do we have here? The Lamp of Fire is not that exciting. If I really want to make a cloud of fire, I may as well just cast a freezing cloud. And I don't remember what we're training. Okay, so we're doing a bit more ice magic to help with freezing cloud and bolt of cold, which we picked up. And then we're also training air magic because we have a manual of air magic. Ultimately will help us go towards tornado. That might be a while off though. And then we're getting fighting, armor, and spellcasting. Okay, pretty happy with that, I think. I guess for ice magic, probably if we stop at 10, that will probably be okay. I'd rather do Conjurations more than I would do ice. We have found a Book of Power. Hang on. Yeah, we have the Barnacled Rune of Zot. I know that you are a trickster. Yeah, so we have found the Book of Power, so we know that Orb of Destruction is out there somewhere. Which means Conjurations is preferable. Okay, we've got all of that stuff. Wait, no, there's Appetition. Okay, let's slam that. Put it on maybe N. Appetition's not one that I'm going to use a lot, so I don't mind putting it on a far away key. The key that I normally put it on, I've already got a different spell, so that's okay. Alright, so that's our Shoals done. Let's head into vaults. We've got our 3 points of MR, so we shouldn't get marked too much. And let's see if we can finish this off. Alright, just a quick check of our shopping list. The Book of Burglary, what is in that I'm after? Nothing. We've seen all that stuff. We can delete that from our list. You do that, if you look at the top here, you can hit exclamation mark to switch between travel, examine, and delete. So we can take that off. The Book of the Cantrips, I had that one for Appetition, we can get rid of that. The Book of the Tempest, think we've already got those spells too, so I'll turn that off. Alright, and we're kind of saving up for the amulet with 3 points of RF. Okay, interesting shapeshifter. Went from an elephant to a dream sheep. That was a big pack, but zombies all are resistant to cold, so there was no point really freezing clouding them. Alright, here we go. Forts 3. Third time lucky. He's gonna summon things. This guy's going again. What if we know there's a whole bunch of stuff coming. What if we just chuck a freezing cloud down and we'll just make them walk through it if they want to get to us? And again. Good. We have 3 points of RC, so I don't really mind. Do we just get... No. Okay. I'm going to do acid to get this elf because we really don't want to get mutated from the Nekasek. Alright. And we're out of mana. That's okay. I wonder at what point we should be training more invocations. I remember the last few times we used channel energy, I wasn't that amazed by it. I don't know, maybe I was being too greedy. The Crystal Guardians, let's see. They are immune to electricity and cold. Should not be immune to airstrike though. Well, no, I was about to say nothing's immune to airstrike, but that's not true. A couple of things are, but not much. Way to go. It's wandered off. Alright, here we go. I should do Battle Sphere because that will help me. Oh dear. We're out of magic. Yeah, it looks like Airstrike basically does nothing to him. What about Wormbane? Just taking this slowly. Okay, good. We had Might, maybe, if we were really worried. But yeah, I wasn't. Playing it cool. Right. We also learned that Poison Vapors doesn't trigger Battle Sphere, which is interesting to know. Also, I really don't want to... Okay, good. Die to that Annihilator and Elf Knight. If you get a full damage Shard of Ice from an Elf Knight, they kind of hurt. And if that happens at the same time as a full damage Crystal Sphere, it's really going to hurt. Okay, these Conjurations are all low level. It's nothing that we really care about. This is pretty good. We can just stand here to keep them in the cold and then static discharge them. Red ugly thing. We can do a similar thing. No, we can't. Okay, there we go. And static discharge again. There's a lot of very ugly things, so we've got to be a bit careful. Ice Magic's at 10. I think we stop there, and we maybe turn Conjurations back on. That was spellcasting. So Conjurations will help us with Bolt of Cold and Freezing Cloud, but it will also ultimately allow us to cast Orb of Destruction. Okay, need to be really careful here. I'll take this really slowly. Okay, because if we took a full damage Etten hit as well as the ugly thing, we'd be nearly dying. But of course, as a Centaur, you can always just run away from things. I think it's worth pointing out that we have never seen a barding this game. Is that true? Yeah, only Naga ones. For both Nagas and Centaurs, you become much more survivable once you find a barding. But when you are playing those races, you never do. It's basically just, I mean, it's confirmation bias. It's not like it's actually coded for that to happen. But okay, I probably got a bit cocky there. Should not be falling that low to it. Let's say he's about to cast, so yeah, we'll just preemptively put down. Oh, I forgot. Okay. All right. Well, the first point I was making is that yeah, you never ever find one, so we've been unlucky in that respect. But the other thing is that you used to be able to put down clouds and then just run away. In order to stop degenerate behavior, now if you lose sight of your clouds, they disappear. So when I stepped around the corner, we completely lost our freezing cloud. So let's just go again. All right. That is a mitered Etten. As nice as it would be for him to stand in the freezing cloud and die, we do not want to take shots from a mitered Etten. We'll take him upstairs. Okay. Let's airstrike the harpy so then we can kite this guy around without just randomly dying. There's no reason to let him even hit us if we are vigilant enough. Okay, we're getting a summon coming. What if we Mephitic ourselves? That's not Mephitic, that one is the only way to stop him summoning. No, okay. This might be time to teleport. I'm being so greedy here. Yeah, okay, being way too greedy. Let's just teleport. And yeah, there's an deep elf annihilator running around. That's better. Okay. Let's eat. I don't know why I didn't just teleport immediately. That was a really bad situation where we had the warden that was really far away but locking us in, and then the Convoker was calling in allies. And then I just stood there static discharging them all. I don't know, that was silly. Let's go Freezing Cloud. Looks pretty good. Okay, the Annihilator jumped on top of us. As long as we don't, take the Crystal Sphere, we're okay with that. We are dying to this stuff. Okay, it's because the Hellrat has completely drained us. Let's go a airstrike. It can't miss. Okay. Wow. Okay, we got super drained by that Hellrat. Let's see. Can we even cast our spells anymore? Not really. Okay. That was just me being on autopilot. So I was just hitting static discharge when at any point we could have very easily killed the elf summoning those dudes just by airstriking him. Alright, so we need to work this strain off. There's really no point bothering to use Freezing Cloud at the moment. Okay. I think that warden, didn't see us. Alright. Drain is much worse for a mage than it is for a melee character, because a melee character can still always just hit stuff even if they're doing so poorly, whereas a mage who relies on their spells to kill things, if you lose all your skill, how do you kill things? Okay, we've got our fighting to, whoa, okay, 17 if we're not drained. Wonder how high we'll go. I mean, ultimately, we want to go to 27, but I mean, for the moment, maybe let's at least get over 200 HP. That seems like a nice completely arbitrary milestone to get to. Alright, we'll preemptively put down freezing cloud for this stuff. Alright, we 50-50, no, 32%, so we're not red drained anymore, but we still can't cast it. There we go. Okay, and when/if. Ooh, wait, why aren't we using Wormbane? Okay, we have plenty of heal wounds. And 7 scrolls of blinking, so we can blink up here and just shut the door if we're about to die. Maybe we should do that. Actually, I think we should just do that. We don't have any RF on either. So, the fire dragon that's in there. We don't have our deflect missiles on either. Let's just chuck that on. We miscast it. Civ Menu doesn't help us and we're now slow. Thank you, Civ. Right, we have all these potions we've never ID'd. Why have I not done that? If I go /- shows us what we don't know. Berserk Rage cancellation experience. So this is probably Berserk Rage and cancellation. Okay, if we really wanted to, we could cancel off this slow. But I think we just try deflecting missiles again. Okay, we got it. Alright, so then we can fight this dude. We're pretty low on HP though, so I don't wanna be taking melee shots for no reason. That is an alligator snapping turtle. It's almost certainly a shapeshifter. Because that's not an enemy you see every day. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, every time he switches forms, he gains all his health back. This is kind of annoying. There we go. Alright, so we know that there is a fire dragon in this room, and we don't have any RF unless we put this ring on. So I think we do that now. Oh, this guy opened the door. We know there's a Quicksilver Dragon too, which should be high enough hit dice to power up our Wormbane. Maybe that was the shapeshifter actually, now that I think about it. Right, we want to use airstrike, and that's what we should have done against the Quicksilver Dragon. Yeah, I'm a bit of a goober. Protection from magic goes back on. A staff, yeah, we want to check that out. Let's drop our empty ice blast wand. Staff of Wizardry. Cool. Okay, well when we have that on, let's carry that around with us. This might make our tornado more readily usable, because I definitely don't want to be taking off this protection from magic rings if we don't have at least 3 points of MR. So yeah, I don't know, we might have to do some tech switching. Okay, let's run away from the Deep Elf Sorcerer. We're pretty out of mana and kind of hurt. He's still coming. Now we can do it. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Static Discharge gets there. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Quicksilver Dragon we saw was the shapeshifter. Let's go for a Mephitic on this guy. Sweet. That way he won't then call things in. So as I was saying, in terms of a tech switch, because we could get more MR as well by wearing this Quicksilver Dragon Scales. I don't know, it's lighter too. But I think we still need a bit more air magic before we start really talking about Tornado. We're still a fair way off actually using it. But we'll see. We have a lot of options to get it. There's a Titan. It's kind of scary. I think we definitely want to have our Elec when we fight him. So I think we wield our Staff of Air, which gives our Elec as a property. And then I think we get our Battle Sphere. And how do we kill him? Poison him a bit? Maybe chuck some Freezing Clouds on his head. And then Airstrike, which is going to set off the... let's go again. This is our last set of mana. Oh, I accidentally did Mephitic instead of... Freezing Cloud, which is really stupid because we don't even have Wormbane on. So we just Mephitic and confuse ourselves. We need a Quaff Curing. And we're still confused because we're in the cloud. Oh man, what tomfoolery. Let's try again with our actual Freezing Cloud. Okay, there we go. And I guess we'll Acid Wand him. Okay, well we did it. Let's recharge the Acid Wand. That was so dumb. We can put our Wormbane back on, so we're not vulnerable to fire. These guys can have, well he doesn't, he's got Lightning Bolt, but they can have Fireball. I'm not too afraid of his Lightning Bolt. It's nowhere near as scary as a Titan one is. Let's eat that. That very precious Titan flesh. It's very sought after. We're also going to wield our Staff of Air for when we're casting Deflect Missiles, because the power bonus we get out of it will make it more durable. The only thing here that's kind of okay is a Potion of Might, but we're not really relying on Wormbane to kill stuff anyway. We'll just eat this fruit off the ground. Again, I'm not really worried about food, and this is a -3 spell power mage, so yeah, I don't know. Don't worry about food. Unless it actually does become an issue and you are starting to starve to death. In the vast majority of games, it's just not going to matter. Running back to the stairs. It might look like it's going to matter when you're in Spider or Snake, but once you beat those areas, you'll start killing stuff again. Alright, what are we going to do about all these dudes? What if we Freezing Cloud them? And then when they're in the cloud, we can just hold them there while they tick out. Cool. Alright, I feel like this Vault's experience has been a bit easier than the previous one was. I'm not sure how much of that is due to Freezing Cloud though. Let's go. Good. Alright, this looks like a good Freezing Cloud situation where everything's in the one room like that. And if we want, we can actually get all of it. That's probably unnecessary, but just wanted to show off what it's like when you're actually in a closed room like that. I mean, okay, it's not the most groundbreaking use of Freezing Cloud ever, but yeah. In closed rooms like that, it's really strong. On to Vaults 4. This will be our final Vaults floor for the moment. Similar thing here. Let's get a Battle Sphere and we'll just do some shocks. We should be shooting all the way down the line. And in fact, let's chuck a freezing cloud up there as well. Reach 23. Okay. They've all turned to cold ones. I would really like to kill those. They're all very nearly dead. There we go. Got there with the static discharge. Similar thing here. In a hallway like this, where monsters can't get out of the freezing cloud, or they don't want to walk into it, like these guys. I feel like they would be better off if they just charged, because otherwise they just die and they achieve nothing. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm carrying on potions. There's Berserk Rage. Okay, that makes sense. The only one we haven't seen is Experience, but that's fairly usual. It's a very rare potion. Windrake, they fly. So much work is being done by static discharge this game. It's a spell I don't even usually use that much on my air mages. But yeah, I mean, still using it as one of our primary kill things when we're doing Vaults 4. That's too much stuff. I know that Sif gave us a book. I'm not gonna forget that, but want to get at least start running back towards our stairs in case we need to retreat. Okay, again, he's avoiding the clouds, which means he just dies to shocks. This book has a bunch of random things that we don't really care about. So, yep, we'll ignore it. Again, not too fussed about swiftness. I just think that it's kind of unnecessary. Okay, I was about to say that was really bordering on being crazy, because we were dropping to almost half HP and almost no mana, and if anything turned up like a Deep Elf Annihilator and looked at us funny, we're gonna risk dying. Okay, Sphinx, I'm gonna XV it, but yeah. Okay, the paralyzed chance is only 1%. I keep doing it, as in I want to cast Freezing Cloud and then I accidentally do Mephitic. Alright, we gotta be very, very careful of the Deep Elf Annihilator here. Okay, can't Crystal Spear me from here, but if he blinks behind us, we could die to one. Okay, that was a smite. I think we just need to blink. Okay, goodbye, blinking scrolls. Okay, getting too cocky. That was again another situation where it's just using static discharge against a whole group of enemies when it could have just run away. So we got taxed a blinking scroll. These ones are not as dangerous. The Deep Elf Annihilator is, but without the Stone Giant there as well, it's not as bad. Okay, reflected the Crystal Spear back at him. That's always another satisfying way to kill monsters. You wanted to Crystal Spear me? Me? 1200 gold. That means we are very nearly at this amulet. Here comes Donald. He is usually fairly... let's see what he's got. Just a chainmail. He has a glowing shield though. Probably a reflection, but we'd prefer a large shield. He's usually pretty vulnerable to Mephitic Cloud. Yeah, like that. And then we just... oh, we can go again. You can just... yeah, he gets confused. Sweet. And then we just static discharge him down. He had a double Sword of Holy Wrath. That'd be a pretty sick weapon if you were a sword user What are we trying to pick up? Ah, right, because we've got the glowing shield. It is reflection. But would rather just have the extra shield that comes from a large shield. We have reflection anyway, so what am I even talking about? You are summoning. If I'm being really vigilant, we could switch to the Staff of Air before we cast Freezing Cloud, because that's an air spell. It's not really that amazing though. So the interesting thing is that the damage from the cold clouds isn't affected by spell power at all. The only thing that spell power does is make it last longer, which is why it's not that exciting. Okay, well there's our vaults done. We finally managed that one. Let's have a look with Control O. It just shows where you've been. So we've done our Orc, Shoals, we did our Temple. Okay, so we're up to depths, I suppose. At some point we'll have to do Crypt, but I guess we go do depths first. Check out MR. We've still only got 3. Is there any more MR anywhere? Not really. The only way we can kind of do that is if we want to wear the Quicksilver Dragon scales over the +5 Ice Dragon scales. Have we learnt Tornado? No, and we don't even have nearly enough spell levels. We'd have to get rid of something. We could get rid of Mephitic now. That's probably the best spell for that. But level 9, we actually need quite a lot of things. Maybe we get rid of Battlesphere. I was so hyped about Battlesphere, but then it turned out that Poisonous Vapors doesn't even trigger it, which is a little triggering, if I do say so. Haha, get it. Anyway, so it hasn't been as synergistic as I was expecting. Doesn't work with Static Discharge either, which we've been using a lot. Let's have a look at Tornado. What does it look like? So again, I'm using exclamation mark to switch between travel and view at the top there. So we're going to view it and we can have a look. It's 100% fail. What if we have Staff of Wizardry on? $99. What if we have a Ring of Wizardry on as well? Oops. View, yeah. 98. What if we are wearing a Quicksilver Dragon scales instead? Oh god. Why is this so hard? View. 82%. Okay. Maybe that's the play. Okay. Once we get Conjurations to 13, we'll stop. I think we forget Battlesphere. So I think there are no Amnesia Scrolls. There's one in Vaults 3. Okay, we need to have our Wormbane on though. So the reason we can have a Wizardry Ring on is that the Quicksilver Dragon Scales gives us a point of MR. Also it gives us RF, which is actually probably pretty good because there's going to be a lot of fire damage in depths. There'll be fire giants, there'll be fire dragons, there'll potentially be hell knights, a whole bunch of different things. So I don't mind this for the moment. We have less AC than we did. So this is 18 AC, 9 evasion, whereas the Ice Dragon scales are 23 and 7, which is 30 in total, whereas this is 27 in total. But I think this works. And then, so yeah, at 13 we'll turn off Conjurations, we'll focus our air magic, and we'll get Tornado going. Let's also find that Amnesia Scroll. There it is. So let's forget Battlesphere. That makes me a bit sad because I was really excited about that spell and then kind of was not actually that synergistic with our kit. But that's okay. So let's also now find Tornado. We need one more spell level, so we just have to pick up the book. But we're at 13.8 on our spellcasting. When that gets to 14, we'll be there. But for the moment, I think let's put on the other protection from Magic Ring, so we'll have 4 points of it. Alright, let's do depths. Just a last check of our gold. We're not quite at this amulet. I wonder if that's worth it. Having 3 points of RF is pretty insane. Int -2 isn't amazing, but yeah, maybe. Anyway, we'll worry about that. Well, it'll be very soon. The next gold pile we find, basically. Alright, here we are. Alright, there immediately goes our deflecting missiles. Gotta remember now. Actually, let's take this stuff up. Let's not go too crazy. Oh, yeah, okay, so we're dying to this end. So I want to blink and then actually be a real centaur. Okay, we've got to remember that. What? Right, we need to drop something. Let's just drop our. I'm going to say our protection from firing. Right, so we've got to remember that without the Ice Dragon scales, we don't really want to Freezing Cloud ourselves anymore because we only have 1 point of RC. Whereas before, when I was happy to do that, we had 3. Whoops, forgot deflector missiles. Oh right, these are the elect ones. Why am I even bothering to try to get these guys? Again. Okay, keep trying to use electricity damage on the dudes who are immune to electricity. Let's get our deflector missiles up. That's better. Okay, again they're all blue. So blink away and probably freezing cloud them. No, we failed. Try again. Okay, there we go. And again, this is basically going to be the name of the game. I was at a point there where that may have hit us, but then we could have just stepped out of it. So not a huge deal. Alright, this is probably yeah, some very greedy static discharging against a fire giant and a frost giant at the same time. We do have a point of RF, but still you can see we've lost most of our health, so this was a bit crazy. Are these guys vulnerable to cold? No, they just don't resist it. But note that because we're in a lighter armor now, we can cast Bolt of Cold, so I think that's the play. Did we miss? We missed. Let's go again. Okay, good. Alright, that was a bit suicidal. We've dropped this fruit. Alright, there's the gold. We have enough for the amulet. We would lose reflection, but we'll have full RF. I feel like that's probably worth it. Having 3 points of RF is really, really good for all the fire parts of Extended. When we're fighting Cerebov in Pan, and when we're doing the Fire Hell. Yeah, I think it's worth picking up. The other thing as well is that if we're gonna sort of rush towards Tornado now, because it's a level 9 spell, and we only have 14 spell casting, that is a time when you kind of have to worry about spell hunger. Because that would make us really hungry if we spam it. But if we have Gourmand, it lets us eat all the monsters we kill when we're in depths. Or most of them anyway. So I think we drop our +5 amulet of protection. That's been really, really useful. We chuck on this amulet. So now we have full RF. And then we're very nearly at Tornado, at least learning the spell. Okay, alright, back to depths. Yep. What's next on our shopping list? None of that stuff is super important. The Grand Grimoire is there for Malign Gateway, but that's not, I mean, we probably don't need that spell. It's not a huge priority. Oh, this looks like a good time to bust out the Freezing Cloud. And again. Okay, and we step out of it. We don't want to stay in it because we don't have all our RC anymore. One guy was really clever and walked around. Let's start backing up though. We're starting to drop our HP. Hey, we got backspawned. We have no mana. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, yep. And that ogre, that troll that was hitting us, he was mited, so that was also kind of scary. Let's take these guys up. Let's blink. Give him a bit of the freezing action. We're starving, but that's okay. Because they're about to drop corpses. Okay, and we have Gourmand now, so we can basically eat until we're completely engorged. It takes a little bit to power up, as in when you first put a Gourmand amulet on, you don't get much satiation from the corpses, and that's just to encourage you, or to try to prevent you from putting Gourmand on every time you want to eat stuff. But yeah, so we're up to engorged. So we're going to be able to go Tornado Spam Happy. Well, that's the plan anyway. Spellcasting to 14. We can now learn it. Let's go upstairs. We're going to, again, wield the Staff of Air. We've got to remember to do that. I think I've been pretty good at remembering that. I don't know, it's quite often things like casting our regen spell, which we learnt, and I don't think have cast once yet. Stuff like that I tend to forget, but for some reason this one I'm pretty good with. Let's learn Tornado. I'm going to put it on maybe W. Okay, so it's at a 100% chance to fail. What if we put Wizardry on? 92%. Okay, so we're still going to need a bit of work. Conjurations will come off very soon. Probably we could turn off our armor training as well. And once we get to fighting to 18, I think we'll stop that as well. And we'll see if we can pump our air magic. But while that's impossible, there's no point having Wizardry on. We may as well just have better MR. I like how, I wonder if that's at full spell power. I feel like it is. Let's have a look. Poisonous Vapors, yeah. Because it seems like almost every time we cast it, we get an actual poison cloud. Okay, for a second I thought that was a menace, but it looks like it's actually the Zeke entrance. So it's not too bad. Yeah, he just stands in the poison cloud. It's a bit silly. These guys are flying, so they get pretty wrecked by airstrike. Conjurations to 13. Let's turn that off for now. Let's focus air magic. That is a Rune buckler. I can't imagine us wanting to use that over a large shield, almost no matter what that is, so not even going to check. Okay, 2 divas. They're both large shields. I was hoping quite often they're magical large shields. So again, they're flying. They can smite us back though, so we need to, as in, they can smite us while we smite them. So it'd probably be better if we could manage to see just one at a time. Is that even possible? Yeah, there. Okay. So use our airstrike. It's basically like smite. New book. Has Crystal Spear and Glaciate in it. I wonder if we could be a Glaciate Centaur. Maybe one day. We have trained some ice and some conjurations, but I think we're talking about a long time in the future to be... Oh, why do you hurt so much? That was a bolt of magma. Okay. Can we... Are you flying? You're a... Tengu. You almost certainly are flying. Yep. Okay. So we airstrike you. We are out of mana. Give you an acid. Good. And then whenever our minus cast status goes, unless we just kill him. Okay. But the plan was to just airstrike him every time we could. Get this other diva. Or deva. Man, they're tough. He had a U-Demon blade. They're pretty cool. Also, I'm going to dig in here because I like the green shield. Is that this one? No. It's the other one. Yeah, I like this green shield better than the red one. Also, it matches our Wormbane, and that's always important. Orange glowing brains fly. These guys are not... They are resistant to electricity. Okay. But... No, he wasn't flying. He just got pretty wrecked by airstrike for some reason. Right, we don't have reflection anymore, so we can't just kill them by default. We can still block all their arrows, but they won't be flying back at them. Yep, still no mutations. Let's chuck down a freezing cloud. Step out of it so we're not in it. And... Okay, one guy was hasted. That's okay. As long as he's not hasted and mited, because that's when you really need to panic. Hey, we finally found a magic mapping scroll. Where are all the Centaur bardings? Not a bardish. I want a barding. So yeah, okay. Fighting's not quite there. That is a lot of ogres. These guys are too clever. Well, some of them were, some of them weren't. Oops. Our pack is full. Not the air magic. Wanted to drop the other books. Yep. There are no spells there that we want to learn. Not even Firesong. Oh, okay. Right, yeah. I thought there was some crazy pack of Tarantellas, but it was just the Rakshasa was making multiple copies. Now I understand. Flicked missiles. Rune door. We are a centaur, we could run. Okay, how about this? Let's preemptively put down a passage of Galubria. Okay, so now if there's something insane in here, we step in this first one and it'll take us up. Okay, it's insane. I wish I hadn't done this. There's a bunch of books though. Okay. So we need to run. We can kind of poison him as we go. Right, okay, never mind. There's a juggernaut running us down. To the stairs. Fortunately, we have 18 shield. Shield is pretty good against juggernauts because they hit really hard, but you can potentially block their one attack. Can make him run through the cold. I think we just need to blink every time he gets on top of us and then just try to poison him. I don't know if this is gonna work though. Blink again. Kind of. If we can blink away from him. What if we also hit him with Wand of Acid? Apparently we can't. I mean, it's kind of working. We don't want to use all our mana though, so we can't blink anymore. Wand of Acid again. And one last poison. Good. Okay. Alright, so we're expecting the Titan to be here. So I think we wield our Staff of Air. There he is. Let's freeze and cloud them. We missed the Yaktors. Okay. Well, I thought, yeah, we're unlikely to get them. We'll just take the Titan up. And it hurts too much. You gotta be... Oh, we're lagging out. Oh no, we're just trying to walk into a statue. You gotta be careful with Titans. Even when you have Aralek, their airstrikes can still do up to 50 damage. So you can't get too complacent, just in case they then smack you for 100 damage in 2 turns. He actually walked into it. Yes. Got there. Those guys are vulnerable to poison, so they get very easily killed. Oh, I forgot, there are more Elec enemies. We need to have Staff of Air out. Also, let's blink away from him. There goes our deflector missiles. We need to have that back on. Yeah. And then I guess we do a similar thing. Make him walk through... Yeah, he gets killed very easily by the cold clouds. It's pretty good. This time let's leave the Staff of Air on. We know there's at least a Spark Wasp that's around. There he is. They are vulnerable to poison, so die pretty easily to poisonous vapors, I guess. Good. This guy, how do we kill him? He's resistant to poison, fire, and cold. I guess... Oh wait, he's an Iron Dragon! Wait, we can power up Wormbane. Okay, does he fly? Can Iron Dragons fly? No, they can't. I'm not surprised. Alright, let's bring him up. We want to be able to run away from him. If we need to. Okay, there you go, Wormbane, plus 13, sweet. Still got a fair way to go to get to plus 18. But that's actually one thing to note, that in depths here, we're going to start seeing the higher level dragons more often. Also, what is going on? This floor is not ending anytime soon. Our fighting's at 18 as well. I'm going to turn that off. So we're just going to go spellcasting and air magic. And we're going to see if we can get tornado going. That will be very useful when we do some of our... I was going to say some of our third runes. But that doesn't make sense. I mean, when we do the runes that normally might be your third runes, so Volts and Slime in particular, Tornado can be very useful. Okay, elect guys too crafty. Does not want to be taken down by static discharges. Oh yeah, right, all the books we found. This one has... Don't think we want any of those. Okay, so this sealed door was not really that exciting. Although maybe, let's see this acid wand. It's got 9. Okay, yeah, we can use this one instead. On to depths 2, not the zig. Certainly not yet. Maybe it's something we could do later. This one has... It's got the Conjure Ball Lightning in it, but again, we don't have Aralek unless we drop Wormbane, which I think we can't because we need it for the RF and the RC. Correction, we don't need it for the RF because we've got an amulet with 3 points, but we need it for RC. Maybe it is doable. I'm going to take this stuff up and then not die to it. There's something funny about just using low level spells to kill depths enemies. Like when I have this one-on-one stuff, we quite often use, let's not die, we'll just cut him around. We use poison vapors and static discharge to kill them. How'd you get there? Crafty. A lich. Okay. That's a bit scary. We can use airstrike to hit him from over here. We have digging, so even though we've just had haunt cast on us, we can still dig back through. And then let's keep airstriking him. He's hidden. There's a second lich. Okay, we've been slowed. Alright, good. Now we got that first one. It's time to get out of here. Okay. That is a fire giant simulacrum. Okay, let's, this stair is scaring me. I'm gonna X that out. There's a Spriggan Berserker. There was, yeah, Simulacrum and a Caustic Shrike zombie. Even though it's a zombie, Caustic Shrike zombies are still scary. And what's this guy? Spark Wasp zombie. Let's take the Berserker up. Fortunately, he can't dodge static discharge. Also can't dodge airstrike too, I guess. So that could have been something I could use. None of these things can come upstairs, so just take this slowly. Okay, let's airstrike the Caustic Shrike zombie. I'm pretty sure it's still... no, we're just dying. See, even though they're zombies, they still hurt. Caustic Shrikes. He's our lich. He's hasted. Means he could have... that doesn't tell us too much. Note that we have only a 0% chance to be paralyzed. So I'm going to say it's unlikely. I won't say it's impossible because our experience last game told us that 0% is a lie. And how do we kill this guy? We really need Orbital Destruction to deal with him, because we have Elec stuff, which kind of works, I guess. Poison Vapors, which doesn't, and then he's very resistant to cold. I mean, S-Strike works. And then Static Discharge. Take this slowly, because at any point, we could be taking a Crystal Spear. More int, always more int. And our Manual of Air ran out. So what is our... Oh man, this is such a huge pack of things. I feel like static discharging all these things is so greedy. Okay, let's start running. We're out of mana. Alright, and you can be Poison Vapors and... No, we're just dying. Okay, just take him up and run away from him. Guy is strong. Also, let's not die to the gargoyle, so we'll just airstrike him. And there's a wyvern zombie. Can kite him with Poison Vapors. Now let's just try to fight him again. Okay. The plus 13 Wormbane with 0 polearm skill is still very strong. Let's try again. It's too many. Too many things. Okay, well, we got that one. What if we Freezing Cloud them? Guess that helps. Okay, we're dying. Okay, that's really bad of me. We only have 18 AC, so letting 5 trolls all hit us at once is really, really cocky and really dumb. Let's try Freezing Cloud again. I stepped down to try to get as many of them in the cold as I could. This one we can unex now. Oh, that's the upstairs. So many trolls. This is pack 5 of trolls maybe on this floor. Maybe not quite that many. Okay, we get them in the cold. Put another cloud at the top just to get the captain as well. Alright, let's start backing off. We don't know if there are even more liches running around on this floor. We'll just go up and heal. Good. And if we equip Wizardry, Tornado's at 61%. That's really encouraging. That means we can pretty much use it, or we can try to use it, I mean, if we get in a really rough situation. Because Sif will, again, hopefully, even more trolls, will hopefully protect us from the miscast, although it's no guarantee. We saw that earlier when we got slowed down. Speaking of Sif, a book with, I think she's trying to tell us something. This book has Summon Lightning Spire, Conjure Ball Lightning, and Glaciate in it. What are you trying to say, Sif? More books. These are Sif's books too. What am I doing? There. Okay, don't need that. This one has other stuff we don't need. I wonder if we've seen every spell in the game. I'm not aware of any way to... So like you can list all the gods you've seen. I'm not aware of any way to list all the spells you've seen. Okay, I was ready to run away at any time there if he got a lucky hit off. Ugly things. That's a lot of ugly things. And they're all white. I wanted to freeze and cloud them, but that's not going to work. Deflecting missiles up again. Maybe we could have tried a tornado. Let's see, just for science. So we'll wield our wizardry stuff, and let's just see if we can. Wait, 89% to fail. Ah, because that's the stuff of air, not wizardry. 58. Let's give it a go. Failed again. There you go, there's our tornado. Yeah. Well, we nearly killed them all. Let's go again. Yeah, it works. Sweet. Cool. So we can cast Tornado. That's nice to know. And yeah, with a Gourmand Amulet, we don't have to worry about food, even though it's a level 9 spell. So we can kind of safely, not entirely, but kind of safely ignore the miscast chance because of Sith. And the Gourmand lets us not worry too much about food. At least while we're in this part where everything's edible. Alright. I don't think there's anything too special in here. That's where Auto Travel hasn't taken us. Let's have a look. That's a million slimes. Well, I think we'll wrap this one up here. So if you join me in the next one, we'll deal with this slime problem and then maybe even head into slime. It'll be time to start getting runes again. Yeah, maybe slime might be the first one actually. Abyss is pretty good too because we're fast. But we'll see. Alright, bye.